Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 163. Happy Sunday, NFL playoffs. And today I'm wearing my Chicago Bears hoodie because it's the last day of the NFL season for the Chicago Bears. They play playoffs today. They backed in. They stumbled and crawled in to the NFL playoffs, and they play the Saints, and they will to Drew Brees and New Orleans today, and that will conclude football hell for the 2020 Chicago Bears. I think they'll finish at what, 8-9. I think they're 8-8 going into today's playoff game. So as you can see, I am not very optimistic. I am very pessimistic about the chances for the Chicago Bears today. With that said, hey, we finally made the switch to YouTube TV. A friend of mine who lives here in the neighborhood came over. He's like our tech guy. So he has YouTube TV. He set up my mother-in-law's YouTube TV and all her tech when she moved last summer. So he came over, got us all switched over. We bought, I think the Amazon Fire Stick is what we're using. So we have YouTube TV. I like it for two reasons already, and it was just hooked up late last night. One, I get NBA TV, so if I want to like catch up on NBA stuff, which even though we had cable with 1,000 channels, I could never find NBA content when I wanted to watch it. So with NBA TV, I have it like MLB Network. I could just flip it on and I can watch whatever show is on the channel. So I'm excited for that. I actually watched a little bit last night, watching like highlight shows and all that stuff. So I like that part of it. I like triple checked the channel listings to make sure it had the channels that I wanted to watch, like for wrestling, ESPN, Big Ten Network, MLB Network. So happy for that. And with that, now that I have this device, I can actually watch the WWE Network again. I had canceled it about a year and a half ago. I was I joined, I got a subscription the first month back in, I think 2000, it was either 2012 or 2014 when it launched, and I'd been a subscriber, but then they did some like software updates with WWE Network, and it was no longer handled on like outdated Apple TVs, older smart TVs, and the smart TV I have downstairs here in the basement is fairly new. I think I bought it a year and a half ago. So and like not long before the WWE Network did their switch. So it was only a few months, 6 months maybe, when they made that switch. So I stopped subscribing. When I went on my like 10-day morning treadmill runs, I resubscribed and would watch on my phone, but that's the only device that I could watch WWE Network. But this morning, as I was counting my Cubs that came in the mail this weekend, I downloaded the app. It works, and was watching some old Texas, some Dallas territory wrestling from 1982. So that's a plus with YouTube TV. Somebody asked me last night, did I change internet providers? Not yet. That's in the works. Going to make the switch most likely from Charter to TDS, which is, I think, a regional internet provider. So with that said, I opened up my mailbox yesterday at the post office, and it was packed. I had to be strategic in pulling everything out. It was really like even the PWEs that were in there were all the way jammed up into the top. So I had a lot of mail. 6 packages came in my mailbox yesterday. So added 200 and about 250 Cubs to the collection. So I'm over 527,000. I don't have a count yet, but I was at 526,970. So I'm at like 527,200, somewhere around there. So Some mail. Chuck from Wisconsin, here in Wisconsin, sent me some well-loved vintage, the old Deckel Don Kessinger, 69 tops Charlie Smith, Jim Hickman, well-loved. 1970, I think this is a high number, 714 Al Spangler. I'm not sure I have that one. Love this one because it's miscut. Steve Stone, horribly miscut. Very cool. I think, this is 1950 Bowman, Dutch Leonard. And you got to love, I don't know if I have this Sean Dunston starting lineup card. You got to love the starting lineup, 89 Sean Dunston. So those came from Chuck here in Wisconsin. He's on the Cub pile. I like this from MR Duncan 64 on Twitter. He says, Bo, I just wanted to be able to say I had contributed to the project. So thank you, Mike. I think Mike's in Tennessee. Sent me a vintage 59 tops Jim Bolger. Zach, good morning. We're getting to your mail day. Got a mail day from Zach yesterday. Zach says predicting a rough day for the Bears with JJ Mooney and Quan out. Yeah, I if you missed it earlier, as I signed on, I said I'm wearing the Bears hoodie because it's the last day of the season for the Chicago Bears. I do not give them any hope against the Saints, especially with who the Bears have out. So going through some mail. And speaking of Zach added 54 Cubs, including the old 90 score Earl Cunningham. And how about this? This was cool. This is a box bottom 88 score Ryan Sandberg, commemorating the All-Star game from 87, played in Oakland. Very cool. Let's see what else. Oh, my guy, Texas card dude, Brad Texas, sent a stack of Cubs, including that pretty Nico Horner Prism blue rookie card. I think that's sky blue. I don't know what Panini calls those. And I think I had one more. So I'm being much more organized with the trades. Normally, I just pull the cards out, count them, put them aside, and then I'll write down the name and who they came from. I'll put Zach, Racine, Wisconsin, 54. So the problem with that is, sometimes it may be a while before I, maybe a week or two to get back when I'm going through the trades. And if it's a first-time trader, I will, I get so many DMs and stuff, I have to go through the DM. So now I am taking all of the that they come in, and I'm documenting the name and address, so at least I have that. I ran into an issue last year where they traded me some, it was a small 10 card trade, and they wanted Bobby Parnell cards. And at the time I said, I don't have any handy because I don't sort by player, so I'd have to go through a bunch of boxes. So as I was finding Bobby Parnell cards, I was putting them aside. I ended up with a stack of 20, and I couldn't find the Bobby Parnell collector. I even wrote a blog about finding the Bobby Parnell collector. So the funny thing is, I eventually found I think the note, and it came via email. So it wasn't somebody on Twitter. It came from an email. I reached out, did not get a response right away. It took I think 2 months, and they finally responded back and said it was a joke. Said that he's got it's an inside joke with a friend of his. So there was an inside joke about Bobby Parnell with one of his friends, and he was going to give them as a joke. So I ended up, I did send them, I had a stack of 20. So hopefully it was a funny joke. But so that's one of the reasons why I document the name. So that's from Mike. That's Texas card dude. And Jeff in Michigan sent a stack. So I think that's those are all the cards that I had. Yes. So that was Jeff in Michigan, Brad, Texas Card Dude, Mike. So that's 1, 2, 3. Chuck is 4. Did I get? Oh, Robert in Mount Prospect, the box that I have here. Robert sent some, and then Zach. So that's the 6. So awesome stuff. Matthew, good morning. Good morning. So I added 254, I think. Let me check. Maybe 250 Cubs cards were added in the 6 packages on Saturday. So that's all I had for today. Did get some packages, some trade packages put together yesterday. Some more eBay stuff going out today. So that's all I had. So thanks for tuning in, and have a good Sunday. Go Bears! Even though the Saints are gonna run the score up on them and win going away, but I still have to support the orange. So it'll probably be an unfortunate demise for the 2020 Chicago Bears today. But I'll still watch, and at least the first half, and then at halftime I'll gauge the situation and see if I should turn the channel. So that's all. Zach, Matthew, thanks for tuning in this morning, and have a great Sunday.